Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to give you a quick tour of my balcony garden in February. Not much has changed since January, but in January I highlighted some of my favorite evergreen plants and that I recommend for anyone who has a balcony or patio or container garden, because it's nice to have some plants that withstand winter frost and that either bloom or just look beautiful during cold winter months. But yeah, now I want to give you some update on how the things are looking in February. Hopefully spring is on its way. It's getting a little bit warmer during the day. In the night it's still really cold, but during the day it's getting a bit warmer, so spring bulbs are peeking through the soil and my pansies that I have on the railing are blooming. So let me turn around and show you how the things are looking. Okay, so starting here where I'm standing, it's in the afternoon, so it's in the full shade, but now in the mornings I see some sun rays that reach the pansies here, so pansies start to bloom. As you can see, more and more of them start to bloom, and these ruffled pansies that I grew from seeds, they are just so beautiful. And the daffodils that I planted are peeking through the soil, as you can see. On the floor here we have some foxgloves that are looking absolutely amazing, and alpine strawberries. And as I look up again, in this corner we have just blueberries, not much yet in here, and here's some a little bit of a heuchera that had been under attack by caterpillars. But as we move forward here in these galvanized containers, not much is happening yet, but I have here mostly tulips. So tulips are quite late bloomers, but these tulips, they are tulips, they are species tulips, so they are wild tulips. I forgot the name of these. They are purple and they are quite short. Other than that, I just see a little bit of daffodils peeking through, but just barely in here. And as we move forward, in this corner, there is just ornamental grass. In all of these empty pots, as you could see here, I'm gonna just turn around real quick. Here, everywhere there are bulbs. They are just not peeking through yet. And there's the hydrangea in there. So moving back again. Here also, as I said, in empty pots there are everywhere bulbs. And here as well, next to my rudbeckia, I have some bulbs underneath, pink heuchera and beautiful pink hellebore, ice and roses. Really love this one. And more spring bulbs and ivy topiary. I had to put it on the floor. Usually I have it standing on another pot, and usually it's higher up, but I had to put it down because we had crazy winds and it would just knock it on the other pots. Here I currently don't have my table. I just had Playground delivery. So Playground is a brand that I partner with. They send me fertilizers and soil, so I just had a big delivery. As you can see, I had to line them up in here, so I had to remove my table temporarily. But as we move forward again, more bulbs. There is chrysanthemum that I desperately need to cut because you can see there is a fresh growth visible already, so I will be cutting it back completely one of these days. And more bulbs in the basket, in the pots, and the geraniums are also looking good, and they spend all the winter on the balcony here. I don't move them indoors, but they do just fine. There will be more bulbs coming in these pots. There is my another heuchera, really like this one with dark leaves, and hydrangea is leafing out, as you can see. Plenty of buds, plenty of leaf buds opening. More daffodils mixed with tulips. As you can see, tulips are also starting to sprout. Some ornamental grass, carex, and alchemilla mollis that didn't even lose its leaves. There are new leaves I see pushing through, but the old leaves stayed and didn't die back. As we move here, there is another hellebore on the floor. This one bloomed really early, but it's still producing some flowers, which is amazing. It bloomed already in November, and just when I thought that it was done blooming, it still produces some fresh flowers. There is the topiary, the bay leaf topiary, that I get asked sometimes. I grew it since a teeny tiny cutting and trained it into a topiary. Here, Coprosmia fireburst, Euonymus fortunii harlequin, and this is the Clematis montana that will hopefully bloom in spring. It's a very young plant, so I'm not hoping for blooms, but at the same time I am hoping just a little bit. And in this corner, desperately need to prune this evergreen. It's a Taxus baccata. I want to remove all the bottom branches and create sort of a bubble, but not like a rounded bubble, but more oval shaped kind of thing. And so I will be pruning it this spring. Some evergreen grass, Carex Evergold, another one. And here the birds were digging in the spot. I have a bird coming in who digs and searches for worms, so he was digging in this spot. And I just noticed first spring blooms on this beautiful crocus here. I haven't noticed them before. I have some crocus planted just here in behind this ivy-leaved cyclamen, but so exciting. They should be blooming any day now. And as I turn around, you can see all the balcony. This is how it looks. Not much, but the pansies here, I'm gonna give you a closer look on the pansies here again. These are some of the ruffled pansies. They are blooming amazingly. These ones are especially pretty. Look at them. How beautiful are these? I made a bouquet with them and it was so pretty. I'm really happy with these ruffled pansies. It was a good idea to grow them from seeds. Okay, you guys, that was a really quick tour, I know, but other than that, there is not much happening, but I wanted to give you guys an update so that you see balcony every month, because I think that it is useful to see how the things are changing, how the things are evolving, because, you know, one time you see empty pots and then all of a sudden it's summer and everything is blooming, everything is green and lush. So I like to give you guys that monthly tour so that you can see how the things are looking month by month on my balcony, so that you can follow, and maybe that you see some plants that I grow or that are in bloom at certain month, and that you can compare them to your balcony, or you can get some inspiration for your own balcony garden. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and see you again in the next video. Bye!